You're looking live at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for the final race of the 5 Points Racing League Network, the Turnkey Network Solutions Series, and we are under lights here in the desert in Las Vegas, Nevada, as qualifying just getting underway here for the finale in the championship race. Race 17 in total. It's all come down to this. 4 drivers fighting for the championship. Eric Heater, Luke Peters, Malachi Drake, and Dakota Lee. All 4 of those drivers have a shot to win the championship here at Vegas. Dakota Lee was quickest in practice, ahead of Jordan Kuntz, who was in second, who finished in second last week at Richmond, behind the championship leader of Eric Heater. As there's Dakota Lee on the racetrack right now. We'll see if you can carry that speed that you had in practice to qualifying. 2 laps, 5 minutes to show what you got here. As off the turn number 4 goes Dakota Lee to come to his first lap right now. As very loose off of turn 2, Dakota Lee spinning down the back of the way. Gonna hit the inside wall pretty hard there. It's going to invalidate his lap time. Let's go to our championship leader now, Eric Heater, who's crossing the line right now. Set his first timed lap. As through 1 and 2 he goes. Looking pretty smooth out of the 20 machine, as he already set 1 lap before. He's currently on pole position. See if he can go even quicker. Now at 30.781 is the lap time. Through 3 and 4 he goes. Around the white line right there off the turn 4. He'll cut down into the tri-oval, and he does go a little quicker, and he's going to go back up to the pole position over Luke Peters, who took it for a moment. As Peters currently sits in second, 3 thousandths of a second off of Eric Heater. Lucas Scherer in third. Kyle Aspinall going on his fast lap is Keplinger. Goes up to 4th, Malachi Drake up to 3rd. He's 61 thousandths of a second off of Eric Heater. Kyle Aspinall, he goes to 4th, I believe, right there. That lap time actually looks like he was invalidated, actually, so it does not count. Eric Keplinger off of turn number 4. Gonna see if he can improve his lap time there. Coming across the line, it's going to be a 30.579. That keeps him in 5th. Actually, Dakota Lee goes up to 4th place right there and gets up into that top 4 spot right now. The top 4 drivers are currently our championship hopefuls, as Jordan Kuntz now coming onto the racetrack was second fastest in practice. Dominated last week at Richmond, led every single lap but 1. But that was the most important one, which was led by Eric Heater at the end. We only had 1 lead change that race last week at Richmond. It was on the white flag for the race win. As Kuntz not great at his off turn 4, might have tagged the outside wall there. As Zach Dahmer goes up to 7th. Off of turn number 2, Kuntz really ripping the outside lane there, close to the outside wall off turn 2. Down into 3 and 4, gotta stay up top even more. See how loose this car gets a little bit off the exit. How slideways Jordan Kuntz is going to cross the line this time by 30.614. That puts him in 6th behind Eric Keplinger. Currently outside the top 5 for now. Still has plenty of time to make up another lap here, as we have a minute left in qualifying. Kuntz could be the last driver to set a lap time here. As through 3 and 4 he goes. Going to go low on the inside line. He really set it up on the outside last time by. Off of turn 4, looking good. Where will he track? Tracking looks like a 35.7. It's gonna be pole position for Jordan Kuntz at 340 for him, as he'll go top of the board and he'll go back to back on pole positions, just like he did last week at Richmond. So Kuntz going back to back on pole positions. Can he finally get that win that he's looking for? It hasn't won since Rockingham late in April. See what he can do here tonight at Las Vegas as a timer ticks down under 10 seconds now, but it is official. Jordan Kuntz will win the pole here tonight at Las Vegas and win a paint scheme from Rev Limit Workshops as well. The timer has hit 0. 11 cars in total, 10 cars did a lap. As we're going to take a quick break as the drivers have the driver's meeting and a quick little 5-minute warm-up session as well. Right before the race, we'll be right back here on the Legends Racing Network. We're back live here at Las Vegas. Currently on the pace lap here. So like a quick look at your starting lineup here for tonight's race. As in qualifying, we just saw Jordan Kuntz get the pole here tonight over Eric Keeter. Currently our championship leader in second place will be Luke Peters. Malachi Drake in fourth. Excuse me, Luke Peters in third. Malachi Drake in fourth. And then fifth will be Dakota Lee. Sixth, Eric Keplinger. 7th, Jacob Millen. 8th, Zach Delmer. 9th, Lucas Strayer. 10th, Tyler Aspinall and Luke LaFaro in 11th. Currently not on the grid here tonight. May not be racing as well. As 134 laps, 200 miles to the side of champion. Currently the championship leader in second. Seconds in the championship is Luke Peters, who's in third. Malachi Drake third in the championship in fourth. And Dakota Lee fourth in the championship, currently sits in fifth. As about to go green here as Pace Truck turns on the pit road. And Jordan Kuntz will lead us into the restart zone. And green. The finale is on the way here at Las Vegas. And big news, Eric Keeter jump start there, black flag. We'll see that one's cleared, but goes down into turn number 1 and 2. It's Jordan Kuntz going to clear the top side as he'll stay in the race lead for now. And Luke Peters now saw himself back up to the outside line. There's a 3 wide here, 3 abreast down into turn number 3. Peters in the middle, Kuntz on the bottom. Kuntz, let's stay on the bottom for now. Peters going to get a good run on the top side, but Kuntz going to shut the door on him off of turn 4. He's going to lead the first lap here, and Eric Keeter's black flag has been cleared. Luckily for him, because that would be a drive-through penalty for that 28 machine early on in this race. Not something you want to happen this early as Peters under attack. Putting Kuntz under attack right now early on in this one as Peters now starts back down in line. Eric Keplinger to the inside of Malachi Drake up ahead. Early has dropped to 6th place behind Eric Keplinger. As Jordan Kuntz just saying the fast lap of the race right there. But as things currently run, Eric Keeter would still be the champion. Luke Peters has to finish 2 spots ahead of Eric Keeter. But behind Keeter, Malachi Drake, Dakota Lee, Eric Keplinger duking it out right now. Still duking out here for 4th. Malachi Drake, Dakota Lee, as Eric Keeter getting sent 3 wide middle. As an update here, Dakota Lee he does not have a chance at the championship for being this far back in the points. They can still finish inside the top 3. Is it still 3 wide? Dakota Lee in the inside line. Eric Keeter in the middle. He's going to slot in behind Malachi Drake. Eric Keeter now outside the championship spot. Luke Peters currently leads the championship here in seconds early on this one. Behind Malachi Drake, Dakota Lee gets around Eric Keplinger as Eric Keplinger in the outside wall for turn 4. As come out, Eric Keeler slide himself maybe back into the top 5 once more. Yes, it will. As the top 3 still single foul here for now. Working at lap 6. One of the longest races of the season, I believe. 134 laps, 200 miles in total. Is the longest race of the season, miles-wise. As here comes Luke Peters out the inside of Jordan Kuntz for the race lead. Kuntz up top, he's going to give Peters a spot. And Malachi Drake will also follow suit as well. Kuntz stays in front of Drake for now for a 2nd place spot. As Kuntz not going to take it too easily as he's going to go fight back to the inside once more on Luke Peters. Side by side for the race lead once again. As Peters going to hang on front for now. A single foul through the top 4 as Eric here hanging on for fifth ahead of Eric Keplinger. So Eric here might be just saving this stuff here early on this one. And side by side for sixth place, Tyler Aspinall and Eric Keplinger. Side by side down the back straightaway, Tyler Aspinall missing last week at Richmond due to PC issues. Actually, no, 2 races ago, excuse me, Auto Club. Kind of took his championship hopes out the window as he had a good run at Phoenix, finishing up in second. And Watkins Glen, he finished in third, so back-to-back top 3 finishes for him to start the chase, but missing Auto Club, and he had a bad result last week at Richmond as well. I believe PC issues, finishing 52 laps down. As Kelvin is trying to work the outside line of Eric Keeler, not able to now. Eric Keeler shuts doors on him once more, as now Kelvin will bump Eric Keeler down into turn number 1. As Luke Peters started in third place, up the first now. He's gained 2 positions so far since start. Tyler Aspinall up 3 positions, up to 7th. Jacob McMillan down 3. Eric Keeler also down 3, so those are the 2 biggest losers so far here tonight. Early on this one though, still have plenty of time to maybe save your tires and catch back up to the main pack. As the top 4 kind of pulled away from the rest of the field, as Cody is currently in 4th place. Eric Keeler, but half a second back from that 3 machine. As now it's kind of where the strategy is going to play in effect right now. How good is your tire saving abilities? As side by side for 5th place, Eric Kelvin on the outside of Eric Keeler, trying to get into that top 5 spot. Kelvin on the outside of turn 4, not going to be able to do it. As here comes Tyler Aspinall as well to the inside of that 60 machine. Will he be able to make the move into turn 1? Not quite. Kelvin is still on the top side. Heater gonna block up high. Kelvin gets a bit loose off of turn 2, but Heater stays in 5th for now. But Aspinall to the inside. Does he have a nose there? Not quite. Heater shuts the door on him, gives him some dirty air as well. And Aspinall gets a little test to lift off the exit of the corner, but Eric Kelvin loses 1 spot, drops down to 7th place. Aspinall up to 6th. Now he's up 4 positions after starting in dead last here tonight. Side by side behind Eric Kelvin as well. Lucas Strayer, Jack Dahmer, side by side. But back out front, Luke Pierce still leads over Jordan Kuntz as they built a nice little gap over Malachi Drake and Dakota Lee second in 3rd and 4th right now. Back to the field, Keplinger and Lucas Schur side by side battling as Tyler Aspinall head of them side by side with Eric Peter. As Eric Kelpinger side by side now with Zach Dahmer. As up front, Malachi Drake side by side with Dakota Lee for third. Lee gonna power his way through the 90 machine, not quite clear off the turn 2. Dakota Lee way down the bottom of the racetrack there, down the back straightaway. As they're still side by side heading into turn 3 and 4. As Luke Peters and Jordan Kuhn still pulling away now. It's still side by side with third behind them. Malachi Drake and Dakota Lee. Who will have the advantage down in the 1-2? Looks like Drake on the outside will clear down the back straightaway to go. As Tyler Aspinall got around Eric Keeter there for fifth. As now side by side. Aspinall making his way through the field, up 5 positions now. Starting at 10th place spot. Here comes Eric Keeter, 3 wide middle. We got 28 machine. Will he go from 6th to 4th in one corner here? He's going to try to. Not quite clear Dakota Lee. Yeah, he's going to slide up right in front of the 3 machine. As Dakota Lee peeks to the inside. But Eric Keeter does it. He actually does clear. He's up to 4th place now. And he defends from Dakota Lee and Tyler Aspinall. And he maintains his 4th place position for now. As he's now going to try to work up to Malachi Drake in that top 3 spot. And Dakota Lee stays in 5th. Only drops 1 position from that move from Eric Keeter. As here comes Lucas Stewart as well. Now, going to attack Tyler Aspinall here for 6th place. Is back out in front. Luke Peters and Jordan Kuhn have opened up their gap even more to Malachi Drake in 3rd. As Kepling has fallen down to last place side by side with Jacob McMillan. They're covering down 4 positions for now. We're back up here. So here comes Tyler Aspinall to the inside of Dakota Lee for 5th place. As one move there, Blue Tyler Aspinall. So here comes Lucas Stewart to the inside, crossover there, down the back straightaway. Now to the inside of Tyler Aspinall, left rear quarter panel. Lucas Stewart gonna get a little tight though on the entry, and then in the middle of the corner gonna stay in 7th place for now. But Eric Keeter now gonna try to chase down Malachi Drake for 3rd. As Malachi Drake kind of in no man's land right now, not really able to catch up to the top 2 spots. It's kind of all by himself as Eric Keeter in his back behind him trying to catch up to that 90 machine, who currently sits in 3rd place. Side by side, Dakota Lee and Tyler Aspinall. Aspinall to try to get back up to fifth place. He was there for a moment earlier in the race. Lee a bit loose off of turn 4, but has the momentum now in the front straightaway. He's still alongside the 29 machine. As side by side down in the turn 1 and 2 still. That's how last one on the outside wall there. Clips it just a little bit. Gonna maybe allow Lucas Trayer to maybe get past him there down the back straightaway. Almost in contact between those two gyros. But Lucas Trayer shots back in line as Eric Heater hits around Malachi Drake for third. A few moments ago as Dakota Lee ripping the outside wall here. As I expect pit stops maybe coming up here shortly as well. As the inside goes, the Lee on Malachi Drake for the fourth place spot. Not quite clear yet. It's still side by side as Malachi Drake clears off of turn 4. A huge launch he had down the front straightaway. Side by side behind. Lucas Trayer, Tyler Aspinall blinking out there for a moment. Blinks back in. As this mid-pack's still very racy right now. Tyler Aspinall, Lucas Trayer looking out here for the 6th place spot. As up ahead, side by side, Dakota Lee and Malachi Drake for 4th. Dakota Lee once again just gets a little too tight on the entry and exits of turn 3 and turn 4. Not able to quite clear Malachi Drake. As up ahead as Lucas Trayer side by side, he gets around Dakota Lee as Dakota Lee must have hit the outside wall. Off of turn 4, bad exit for him as he's being trampled there. Lucas Trayer getting around him, and now Tyler Aspinall going to the inside as well. As here comes Zach Dahmer to the inside. As Dahmer clears Dakota Lee, follows on the 8th place. It looks like pit stop topping up here as Malachi Drake down pit lane. Same with Dakota Lee. Dakota Lee with a great entry, but slides the tires, gets a bit loose. But I think he got it under the pit road speed limit, and it looks like he did. No black flag. That third machine has 2 gyros down pit lane here on lap 34 as Luke Peters now continues to pull away from Jordan Kuntz in the second, Eric Heater in third. And right now the championship battle looks like it will go the way of Luke Peters if the spots stay right now. As Jordan Kuntz down pit lane there. And same with Tyler Aspinall as well. And that slow low down there in the pit lane. Leading the most laps will give Luke Peters an extra bonus point. Also, the fastest lap will give him a bonus point as well. The fastest lap is held by Luke Peters. With those 2 bonus points right there, now it looks like Luke Peters will be the champion currently if he wins here tonight. It's down pit lane he goes. He'll get woed down, slideways right down the pit road entry. Same with Eric Heater down pit lane. Lucas Trayer staying out for now. Same with that Dahmer. As everyone else in front took 4 tires and off the pit lane. There's Jordan Kuntz off the pit road exit. Here comes Tyler Aspinall off the pit road exit as well. Dakota Lee and Malachi Drake down in the turn 1. Looks like Dakota Lee got around Drake there on the pit road. As they are overshooting his pit stall, that's going to cost him precious time on pit lane. As Luke Peters Jack's about to drop right there, and yes it will. Eric here is still on the pit lane, not dropped yet, there it goes. He lost a lot of time to Luke Peters there, his championship rival. Almost about 1.52 seconds off the pit lane right now. Here comes Jordan Kuntz down into turn 1 and 2. Looks like he'll have the momentum. He'll clear Luke Peters off the exit. Kuntz will take back the race lead here on lap 37 once this all cycles out. As the top 3 have stayed out, Lucas Strayer, Jacob McMillan, and Eric Keplinger have all stayed out for now. As Eric Keeter actually stuck behind Dakota Lee right now, almost 4 seconds back from Luke Peters even. As we'll see if the top 3 comes in the pit lane here soon. How long will they stay out for? Still staying out though. I'm gonna lap 40 this time by. If this thing does stay green the whole way, it'll be most likely a 4-stop race around every 33 laps. So 33, 66, 99, and around probably 120 something around there. Try to pit a little early in the last pit stop. Well, some of these drivers maybe can say they can make this a 3-stop race, it looks like, actually. Excuse me. Not 4 stops. For the top 3 staying out as long as they can. We'll see how the strategy plays out for most of them. And still, these guys staying out as long as they can. Lap 41 now. As Tyler Aspinall and Malachi Drake side by side. Tyler Aspinall with 1 lap pressure tires in the 90 machine, so it'll clear Malachi Drake pretty easily. As Luke Peters is going to try to chase down Jordan Kuntz for 5th. As now it's 2 drivers paying Jacob McMillan and Eric Keplinger down pit lane from 2nd and 3rd. We'll most likely cycle out to probably around last place just because of how long they stayed out for. I just can get those drivers flying by as everyone taking 4 tires and a full tank of fuel as well. So around 42 laps in total can these drivers go most likely. As there goes Jacob McMillan, Eric Keplinger. Still in the pit lane right now. As there he goes in a way, and Lucas Strayer race leader down pit lane as I'll cycle Jordan Kuntz out to the race lead once more. Pole sitter back out in front here on lap 43, excuse me. pit cycle has complete right now. Jordan Kuntz leads over Luke Peters. And currently, right now, I believe would win the championship if things stands. With a 4-point lead over Eric Keeter. As we'll do a little elevator and crank it up here. Coming lap 46 out of 134 here at Las Vegas for the Rep Metro 200. As Red Clive here at Las Vegas, Luke Peters chasing down Jordan Kuntz. He's on his back bumper here on lap 51, coming lap 52. The two top drivers so far here tonight. Bumper to bumper, down the front straight where they go. When will Luke Peters make his mark and take back the race lead here? Peters just kind of staying in Jordan Kuntz's wake right now. Stay behind him. Looking to the inside now of Jordan Kuntz, side by side for the race lead, down the back straightaway where they go. Door to door, down the long straightaway, down to 3 and 4. Peters on the bottom, Kuntz in the middle. Who's going to get the good exit off for turn 4? Looks pretty even. Down the front straightaway into the tri-oval. Peters with the nose ahead down into turn 1. Can he pull a slide job on Jordan Kuntz? Not quite. Kuntz drives in deep enough. He's still on the right side of Luke Peters. Both the cars are a little bit loose off the exit of the corner as they're still alongside each other. Down the back straightaway they go. Down into turn 3 once more. Who can get the better exit? Looks like Kuntz just a bit loose. Peters gets a bit tight as well. Pretty even down the front straight. Peters will lead that lap. And that's going to be important because Peters, if he gets the most laps, so that's an extra bonus point in his favor over Eric Keeter. As Peters going to stay in third right now as Peters clears for the race lead. as Kuntz falls down to second. Like I was talking about, Heater still in third place side by side with Dakota Lee side by side with Tyler Oswald, excuse me. They're fourth and fifth side by side. Tyler Oswald with a little bit fresher tires than Dakota Lee. How easily will Dakota Lee be able to hang on in front of Tyler Oswald? How easily will Tyler Oswald be able to get around Dakota Lee with those fresher tires? And will he use those tires up enough? They're still alongside each other in 3 and 4. As Dakota Lee in the outside wall for turn 4. He's going to lose a spot to Tyler Oswald. And here comes the 60 machine. He's 1 lap down currently. He might be able to get around Dakota Lee and slow him down just a little bit more even as well. We go back out in front. Luke Peters currently leads over Jordan Kuntz in second. Tyler Oswald might hit the outside wall there off of turn 4. Not sure if he really tagged or not, but looks like he lost a lot of momentum. Smoke coming off his car off of turn 4. So I think he might hit the outside wall on that right side pretty hard, as now Dakota Lee all over the back bumper of that 29 machine. And to the inside goes that third machine, gonna peek his nose down in there. Not getting able to make it work though. Is now Dakota Lee really ripping that top side, trying to make something work here. As pit stop should be happening here shortly in around 10 laps or so, give or take. Could see some gyros maybe short pitch just a little bit more, but probably around laps 67 to 70 is when we'll see these gyros coming out pit lane once more. And that's also around the halfway point in this one as well. It's going to coast us about on the racetrack right now. It'll be Lucas Strait and Malachi Drake, as Lucas Strait with way fresher tires and Malachi Drake is catching up to him pretty quickly for a 6th place spot up ahead. As here comes Lucas Share on that 90 machine. He's really closing the gap here, down under half a second between him and Malachi Drake. Now with the lap car, Eric Kelpinger in the way, Lucas Share gonna split the middle 3 wide on Malachi Drake. He has way fresher tires. And here comes Lucas Shea on the top side. Down the back straightaway he goes. He clears that 90 machine for 6th. Actually, the Lee got around Tyler Aspinall here for 4th place. Missed that one a little late, a little bit ago. Eric Keeter coming out pit lane. Are you early stop for this 28 machine? You gotta really try to do the undercut here. Here coming down lap 64. Just a little bit before halfway in this race, which is around lap 67. But Luke Peters currently still leads as he comes off the turn 4. He's gonna stay out one more lap. Kuntz is out as well. There goes Eric off the pit lane. As will Luke Peters or Jordan Kuntz counter that move and pit a little earlier as well. Peters will not. Kuntz looking very low. Looks like he might be pitting now. He's going to stay out. As side by side for 3rd place, Dakota Lee and Tyler Aspinall. As Aspinall on the outside wall there in 3 and 4. Dakota Lee will stretch out his lead for 3rd place just a little bit more. As we're coming to the halfway point in this one, next time by, as 100 miles down pretty much, and 100 more to go here for the Brett Metro 200. As we're halfway through this race right now, 68 laps to go. As Tyler Aspinall still trying to chase down the Dakota Lee here for 4th. As it looks like Dakota Lee might have got a big hit of the outside wall. He's got a very little exit down the front straightaway. As here comes Lucas Scher as well with those fresher tires, and Eric Keeter actually, excuse me, as well. Gonna make his way through, gonna slow these drivers down just a little bit. As Lucas Scher gonna get around Tyler Aspinall. As he'll clear for 4th. As here comes Dakota Lee down pit lane, and same with Tyler Aspinall. He misses pit lane, but he's able to get snuck back in. As initially he did miss pit lane pretty big there, but looks like he does not get a black flag for that one, so luckily for him, makes it down the pit lane easily. Not quite safely, but pretty easily there. That 29 machine. As Jordan Kuntz penalty on pit lane for Jordan Kuntz. Black flag speeding, I believe, for that 27 machine. And that might just end his night right there. Wow. Just a mishap on pit lane. We'll see a replay of that one. That sliding right there, just trying to slow it down in time, not able to. And that's a black flag for the 27 machine. As that's going to pretty much move everyone up one more spot. And wow. As Eric here does come out in front of Luke Peters, but he's got 6-lap older tires compared to that this 50 machine. We'll see if that plays out for the long run. As Jordan Kuntz finally off a building, it'll be 2 laps down as things stand. Wow, that really changes everything as this pretty much puts Eric here in second right now. And based on the points standings, depending on how many laps Luke Peters lead, which I believe he will lead the most, and currently fastest lap I believe is Luke Peters. Actually, no, it is Jordan Kuntz, excuse me. So Jordan Kuntz has the fastest lap. That's a bonus point for Jordan Kuntz, and he's at pole position. So, and Eric Kuntz has a little lap here tonight, I believe. So, currently, right now, I think it would be a tied points right now between these two drivers as they're side by side for 5th and 6th currently. As fast lap just goes to Luke Peters. As he'll get the extra bonus points, contact between those two. As Xfinity Heater way up the racetrack. And with Luke Peters getting the fastest lap time of the race right there, that's really going to help him out there in the championship. He'll take the championship lead. I believe Eric Peters has another lap here tonight. So I think he will get a bonus point for that one. But with Peters leading the most laps and also getting the fastest lap of the race, if Heater does finish second place right now, I believe Luke Peters would be your champion still. But it really just depends if Eric here did lead that lap. I believe he has a lap. Maybe not, actually. Actually, no, he did stay out a little bit longer than those drivers, I believe. So I think he did lead a lap. Perhaps. But either way, out in front currently is Lucas Strayer. He went 40 or so laps last time by the last pit stop cycle. So you can probably go another 10 laps or so and try to stretch this thing as long as he can. Malgajet currently 41 laps on his tires and fuel tank. He might be paying in pretty soon here shortly. As ahead of him, Doc Dahmer in second. Zugaster still leads. It's Malgajet coming out pit lane right now, going into his pit stall. As Eric here now 2.5 seconds back from Luke Peters. Peters really has no challenge here late in this race. Unless a late race caution comes out, that would really be helpful for Lucas Strayer, who's currently sitting in the first right now, to just staying out as long as he can on those sets of tires. Lucas Strayer having a pretty good season so far, currently 10th in the points, top 5 so far this season. Missed last week at Richmond, and also the week before at Auto Club. He's missed the past 30 races, haven't really been in a lot of chase races. He's only done one so far this season at Phoenix. So he had a really good season so far leading up to that point. Before the chase happens, he, I believe, was in the top 5 in the points. He was in 5th in points, tied with Jack Clemens going into Talladega. It's currently Lucas Strayer, Jacob McMillan, the only 2 drivers to stay out so far. Eric Helbling is also on older tires as well. With 54 laps to go, we'll do another Ellerin crank it up here tonight at Las Vegas, as we've been green all night long so far, all 81 laps, and it's 54 to go here in the desert. As back live here at Las Vegas, currently Luke Peters leads over Eric Keeter in second, Dakota Lee in third, Tyler Aspinall in fourth. As we saw during the crank it up segment, as Eric Kepling coming down pit lane, may have missed pit lane just a little bit. Now he's getting down his pit road speed there. Excuse me, 50 miles per hour. As we saw Luke LaFaro just took the fast lap of the race, which takes away a bonus point from Luke Peters. So I believe currently, if the math is correct, if Eric Keeter has led a lap here tonight, they are tied in the points, and I believe a tiebreaker would be most wins. And that would go to Luke Peters, who currently has 4, will be 5 on the season if he can keep up this pace. Right now, Luke LaFaro rode the race very late, 68 laps down currently as well. As right now, the championship battle still very much in hands right now, as we're pretty much races ahead of each other. If Luke Peters did not win this race, I believe it would go to Eric Keeter, depending on when they finish, obviously. But to win the race, you pretty much get an extra 3 points compared to second. So currently, just by finishing position, Luke Peters is 3 points ahead. He has the most laps led as well, but he does not have the fast lap of the race. And he does not have pole position, so those are 2 points which he really needs. If he can get the fast lap of the race, he would win the championship by 1 point over Eric Keeter. Currently they're tied, and I think a tiebreaker would go the most wins, which would be Luke Peters with 5 if he can hang on for now, like I mentioned before. With 45 laps to go, it's still anyone's race. But right now, it looks like Luke Peters is looking really good. He might be riding into the sunset here as long as he can nail his last pit stop. We saw Jordan Kuntz mess up his pit stop earlier. Getting a speed penalty, unfortunate for him, currently 1 lap down. And he's looking to try to hopefully hope for a caution here late in this one as Lucas Strayer on those fresher tires going to get around Luke Peters here as a lap down car. And he will clear and get his lap back there. As we go further on back there, Tyler Aspinall and Dakota Lee, 3rd and 4th. Still fighting for that 3rd place spot. Still currently sits in 9th place with his penalty. Currently not in luck position right now, as that would be Jacob McMillan up ahead about a second. As Luke Farrow down pit lane once again. Be interesting to see if he tries to steal fast lap once more. from his teammate even, of Luke Peters. As it looks like Tyler Osmond will give you the first shot where they come down pit lane here on the lead lap. A little early pit stop here with 39 laps to go. Get a really short pit the field as much as he can. Be interesting to see if this strategy call plays out, works out for him. Zach Domer up to 4th place side by side with Malachi Drake right now. As off for turn 4. Malachi Drake loses that 5th place spot as Zach Domer clears for 4th. So here comes Lucas Stewart as well on those fresh tires. Gotta get around Malachi Drake for 4th place. Or 5th place, excuse me. As there's Tyler Aspinall coming off the pit lane right now. And Eric here short pitting as well. Here with 37 laps to go. Eric here now down pit lane. Will Luke Peters follow suit? Not quite. He's gonna stay out an extra lap or maybe even longer as well. Now Lucas Stewart into the outside for 3rd place on Zach Domer. Stewart up top. Down the back straight away he goes. He's gonna clear for 3rd. Yes, he will. Down to turn 3 and 4. As Eric here off of pit lane, 4 tires and full tank of fuel for him. As away he goes, gonna try to do something here. El Murray played for that 28 machine. As Luke Peters coming off of turn 4. 35 laps to go here tonight at Las Vegas. And Dakota Leah's coming off pit lane to his box. He goes. As Willis should be Peters making a mistake on pit lane, what we saw Jordan Kuntz do earlier in tonight. As Peters most likely coming down pit lane here pretty shortly. And looks like he will come down this time by. And no black flag for that 50 machine. We'll see how much ahead Eric here is, if he is at all. Here, as he's only been on those tires for 2 laps. That where it has been pretty massive here tonight. Down to the stall goes Luke Peters. Nice clean entry for him. As out of his story goes, here comes Eric Keeter off for turn 4. I don't think he'll be ahead of Luke Peters down the back straightaway. As Eric Keeter just entering turn number 1. Looks like Luke Peters will still be ahead of that 28 machine, even and also with fresher tires as well. So here comes Eric coming to the inside. As Luke Peters will stay out in front once this all cycles out. As Lucas Scherer is staying out and Malachi Drake staying out. Lucas Scherer with 18 lap old tires. He's probably able to go around another 20 laps or so if he really wanted to. as Lucas Schrader still leads over Malachi Drake for now. When will these drivers come down pit lane, and will we see a late race caution here as well? It's currently the fastest lap is still, I believe, Luke Lofaro. And yes, it is a 30.515. So currently right now, Luke Peters is in front of Eric Heater by about 4 seconds, has about 4 lap pressure tires as well. And if everything stays put out as it is, Luke Peters will cycle out to the race lead. Eric Heater will finish second. The battle for third is still up for grabs here. As Dakota Lee side by side with Jordan Kuntz. Kuntz on Will, Darius Kuntz on the outside wall there, off for turn number 4. Dakota Lee still making his way through the field on those low pressure tires. He's about 4 lap pressure tires in Tyler Aspinall. And that's road the battle for third place right now. Tyler Aspinall and Dakota Lee. Maybe Lucas Schrader can play into the picture as well here late in this one, depends on when he comes out pit lane though. As he's been pretty quick here tonight. So last time this season we do a little Ellerin crank it up here with 25 laps to go here at Las Vegas. Currently Lucas Schrader leads, Malachi Drake in second, Luke Peters currently leads is currently gonna win the championship right now if things stands as is. Once this cycles out, we'll do a little Ellerin crank it up here his last 25 laps as Lucas Schrader comes on pit lane. Side by side for third, Dakota Lee, Kyle Aspinall with 18 laps to go here at Las Vegas. Side by side down in the turn 1 and 2. Who will clear who, as Dakota Lee has 4 lap pressure tires, and Aspinall might be looking for the crossover move off the exit of turn 2. Yes, he will. Does he have enough momentum? Dakota Lee blocking down the back straightaway. They go. Still side by side for third. As they continue the battle here for third place. Out in front, Luke Peters still leads 7 seconds over Eric Heater right now. 17 laps to go. Dakota Lee clears Aspinall, now has a few curlings in between him now. We're at third place spot. The one driver I was talking about earlier, Lucas Scherer, has a lot fresher tires than those drivers ahead of him. About 10 seconds up the road last time by, he was around 1.4 seconds quicker than Tyler Aspinall, 1.3 seconds quicker than Dakota Lee. So at that pace, he would catch up to that third place driver of Dakota Lee. It's all but an hour of time possibly here as we compare those two drivers as well. So look at them right there. Lucas Scherer and Dakota Lee. It's currently third and 6. As Lucas Scherer around a second quicker than Dakota Lee, and he'll catch him here at that rate. We'll see if he can be able to maybe manage that pace and keep this pace up to maybe catch up to that 3 machine late in this one with 15 laps to go. That'll be an interesting battle to watch out here late in this one. But right now, the championship leader would go, if things stand, Luke Peters will be the championship winner, as he does have the tiebreaker over Eric Heater with the wins. Now the battle for third. Lucas Scherer has cleared Jack Domer there for 6th, or for 5th, excuse me. So now Lucas Scherer sets his sights now on Tyler Aspinall, who's about 7 seconds up the road. And he may be getting to his top 3 spot here tonight. Lucas Scherer, mentioned his stats before, currently sits 10th in the points. Will be, I believe, 8th in the points once this all settles out in total. Currently has 5 top 5 this season. And looking to close this season out right. Here are the top 3 at Las Vegas. As unfortunately for Lucas Scherer, his pace has kind of fallen off these last few laps. With 10 laps to go, the gap down to around 5.3 seconds on Tyler Aspinall and around 6.5 seconds on Dakota Lee. At this rate, he won't be catching that 3 machine quite yet. As we can take a quick look at the timing right now as well. Let's go back up to Dakota Lee. The last few laps is Lucas Scher's pace is kind of falling off a cliff here the last few laps. We'll see if he can regroup and maybe pick up some tenths here and there. As that time by about half a second. Just not quick enough to catch up to Dakota Lee unless Lee makes a mistake here late in the run, which could happen as well, but also Lucas Scher does have to get around that 29 machine of Tyler Aspinall as well, so it's kind of a card buffer in between him and the top 3 spots. But Luke Peters currently down the back straight has lapped everyone up to 7th place. This driver lap down is Malachi Drake. Currently sits in 7th. One championship hopeful is going into tonight. As George Jordan cruises by, Luke Peters getting his lap back there, the old-fashioned way. Has 6 laps to go now here at Las Vegas. Luke Peters just needs to make it to the white flag, and he'll be crowned the Season 1 champion here of the 5 Points Racing League. There's 5.5 laps to go here tonight at Las Vegas. One thing Luke Peters does not want to see is the caution right now. That'd be the worst case scenario for this 50 machine. Through 3 and 4 goes, gets a bit loose off the turn 4 slideways right there. Trying to get the most out of it right now here with 4 laps to go. The Bet Metro 200. So one driver down pit lane. Looks like that is Eric Kelpling at 60 machine. Now 3 laps to go for Luke Peters. He's won the most races this season so far with 4. Peter with the second most with 3. So these two have been 1-2 for most of the season. Probably the best 2 drivers of the league so far. They've been really good in the chase. Luke Peters missed last week at Richmond. Eric here capitalized with the win. Did as much as he could tonight, but just not enough so far. 2 laps to go. Luke Peters just has to make it one more time around. 1.5 miles to go to make it to the white flag and clinch this championship for that 50 machine. As it will be a tie in the points. The tiebreaker will go to the 50 machine of Luke Peters. As off of turn 4 comes to the white flag, this time by Luke Peters. Loves to see that white flag in the air. 1 more to go here at Las Vegas for the Bet Metro 200. And Luke Peters just has to make around 4 more corners, and he'll be crowned the Season 1 5 Points Racing League champion here in the Turnkey Network Solutions Series. As down the back straight he goes, ahead of him side by side, not for position. I believe that is Jordan Kuntz and one other driver. Not sure quite who it is. Tapped over there. As Luke Peters off of turn 4. He missed last week at Richmond, but he's going to win the championship here today at Las Vegas. Slideways to the line he goes. Luke Peters is your Season 1 champion here tonight. If my math is correct, hopefully it is, because this would be Kind of embarrassing, but for me, while the math is correct, Luke Peters and Eric Peters will be tied in the points. The tiebreaker goes to Peters, with him having the most wins. He scored 40 points in the race. Heater would score 38, or 37, excuse me. But Peters would have the advantage since he led the most laps and led a lap. So actually, he would be at 1 point buffer over Eric Peters, I believe. So a well-deserved win here tonight for Luke Peters and a well-deserved championship for this 50 machine. As the unofficial points right now would be Luke Peters as the champion, Eric Peters second, Malachi Drake in third. From what I can tell, as Dakota Lee will be in fourth as well. So we take a quick break and we'll be right back here with our final results and also our top 3 interviews and also the top 3 in the championship as well interviews. As we're back live here at Las Vegas, go look at your final race results here. As Luke Peters wins the race and unofficially has won the championship. We'll wait for the official points to come out just in a moment. For my vantage point, he has won the championship. Is like Eric here in second, Curly third, Tyler Aspinall fourth, Lucas Scherer in fifth, Zach Domer sixth, Malachi Drake seventh, Jacob McMillan eighth, Jordan Kirsten ninth. After that pit road penalty, Eric Keplinger in 10th, and round out our 11 car field here tonight, Luke Alfaro. As we'll bring in our champion here tonight and race winner as well, Luke Peters. Hello, Luke, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
As you win the championship here tonight and the race as well, Dr. your strategy call, trying to battle Eric here there at the end on a little bit of a strategy, and also Jordan Kirsten with his penalty halfway through this race as well, kind of helped you secure this win and the championship as well.
Yeah, I think it was a 4-point deficit coming in, so I knew I had to. I mean, goal was just to win the race, but if you do get second, and I think I still lose by 1, so I was trying to get all the bonus points I could with the fastest laps and laps led and everything, which I think I got. So just played the race. I'm thankful it went green the whole way. That really helped, and I mean, it helped to the Jordan. I think got a speeding penalty on pit road. It sucks because it would have been a good race, but yeah. Yeah,
it's overall great strategy there. Just a pretty simple strategy. Pit around every lap, or every 35, 40 laps or so, give or take. On the final pit stop, though, Heater pitting a little early, still was behind you. Were you worried at all with the undercut there, or were you just kind of running your own race at that point?
Not really at that point. I knew what lap I wanted to pit, and I knew how much faster he was going to be at that point. So, yeah, I knew I would be fine.
Yeah, but overall, a great season for you, being the champion here tonight, and also 5 wins on the season. What's your overall thoughts on the season? And you can also talk about tonight as well.
I mean, I think, I did pretty good. I was definitely very inconsistent, so I wasn't that good, but at least I was in the victory lane quite a few times, so that's nice.
Yep, and you end up winning the championship out as well. Anyone that I thank for tonight's season, or tonight's race, and also the season overall as a whole?
Yeah, everyone for making it fun. It sucks it kind of died out near the end, but thanks Brady for putting it on, and you for broadcasting. Everyone else for making this a fun season.
Well, congrats on your win here tonight, and also your championship in season 1.
Thank you.
So as Luke Pierce, our season 1 champion, and also our race winner here tonight at Las Vegas. We'll bring in our second place finisher and second in the championship, Eric Heater. So he rounds himself off about 9 seconds back from Luke Pierce here at the end. Hello, Eric. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
So you round yourself off in the second here and also second in the championship. 1 point was the gap there, pretty much 2 actually, because if you guys tied, Peters would still have the tiebreaker. But you did everything you could. Try a short pit there at the end. Just talk us through your strategy throughout the whole race. Kind of felt like you fell off a little bit at the beginning, which you couldn't really recover from there as well.
I just had a really bad first stint. And then from there, it was just, like games trying to get some bonus points. The strategy was pretty much just try to get a lap led and get the fastest lap if possible. And so that's what I went for pretty much all my pit stops after the first stint. And just didn't work out there, unfortunately. There were a lot of different strategies and people went pretty long. I just wasn't able to hold the lead long enough to get that lap led, and unfortunately that was pretty much it. And very deserving for Peters. Obviously he even missed the race and still ended up winning, so he had a great chase and a great season as a whole. So I'd say P2 is still pretty respectable, but yeah, Peters definitely deserved it in the end there.
Yeah, still very good finish here tonight, and also overall in the season. Did everything you could. Anyone like to thank for tonight's result and also the overall season as well?
I'd like to thank everyone on the team. We did end up winning the team championship, I'm pretty sure. I don't think anyone was really that close. Just a shout out to all those guys, Zach, both Lukes, and everyone who puts this league on. You for doing the broadcast, the admin team, and all the sponsors and partners of the league. Just a big thanks for putting the show on the entire season. Just unfortunate we had the drop off at the end there, but yeah, it was a fun league to run nonetheless. And I'm happy about P2.
Well, congrats on your second here tonight and also second on the championship. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
So that was Eric here, our second place in the points and second place on the racetrack. We're going to speak to our 7th place finisher, Malachi Drake, finished 3rd in the championship. Speak to that 90 machine there. Hello, Malachi, you got a copy?
I got you.
So you round yourself off in 7th place, but 3rd in the championship. Some nice prize money as well coming your way. So overall, tonight's race didn't go as probably as planned for you. Looks like you did a 2-tire stop there at the end. Talk us through that strategy call with 20 laps to go.
Yeah, I was just, I honestly, I was bored, just wanted something different because I wasn't racing anyone. And I was like, well, I'll put 2 tires on it, see how it drives. But no, I got damage earlier in the race, and I thought it wouldn't affect me because it wasn't really that hard of a hit. And then it was like 40 plus seconds of damage. And then since that point, it just did not drive very good at all. And I just was trying to just do damage control to just stay ahead enough positions to get 3rd in the championship. So yeah, at the end there, I was just bored. I'm gonna take 2 tires, see what happened.
Yeah, you still round yourself off 3rd in the championship overall. But any final thoughts on the season, also tonight's race?
Congrats to Peters for the race win and the championship. He deserved it. He was really good all season, by far one of the best. And I kind of looked into P3 in the championship. So I'll say thanks to Brady for hosting the league and for everybody racing clean and going flag to flag tonight.
Congrats on your third place in the points. And we will see you next time here in the 5 Points Racing League.
Thank you.
So that was Malachi Jake finishing off in 7th place, but 3rd place in the points. As we'll speak to our 3rd place finisher of Dakota Lee, who finished in 4th in the points. I finished 3rd on the racetrack here tonight. Hello, Dakota, you got a copy?
Oh, hey, Talon, how's it going?
Pretty good. Round yourself off in the 3rd place here tonight. Also 4th place in the championship. Talk us through your race right there. You battled Tyler Aspinall there at the ends for a top 3 spot here late in this one.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, the whole race, I feel like I had good pace. I clipped the wall a couple times, and you know how the arrow is here at Vegas. The car wasn't the same after the first hit, and I'm happy with the 3rd place. If I wouldn't have messed up qualifying, I could have been up there at the top. I was fastest in practice, so I was just really disappointed with that, but happy to round it off with a podium finish.
Yeah, you still finished 4th in the championship as well. Talk us through your whole season as a whole, and just you chase run as good as well with the top 5 finish in the points.
Yeah, I really turned up the heat in the playoffs. The beginning of the season, I missed a couple of races, and that had me buried in points. And the last, 2 months, I've just really put the pressure up and had a good playoff run.
Yeah, definitely finishing 4th in the points and also getting some good prize money as well there. As well for finishing 4th in the points. Anyone thank for tonight's run and also overall the whole season?
Yeah, I'll thank Brady, Tyler, hosting the series. It was a fun season. I'm looking forward to season 2. Let's get those recruiting numbers up, and we'll be back and better.
Yep, and we'll see you next time on the 5 Points Racing League as well.
Thanks, Tom.
So as Dakota Lee rounds yourself off in the 3rd place there. As overall, it was a fun race here tonight. Maybe not the most action-packed, but definitely some strategy involved and just comers and goers throughout the field as well. But big interesting thing was Jordan Kuntz getting that speed penalty. That's a big what if, because if he would have passed Luke Peters for the win there, Luke Peters would have finished 2nd in the championship. So Kuntz definitely could play a part in that one as well. And also Peters probably wouldn't have led the most laps as well. Could have been close between those 2 drivers. But overall, a lot of what ifs there, but either way, what happens is Luke Peters will win the championship here tonight. But next up on the Legends Racing Network is Legends Racing League Gen 4 Series tomorrow night at Chicagoland, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Wednesday night, Superstar Argo Cup Series at Sonoma. Chase race number 2 for them. Their season is winding down as well. Undisputed Cup Series, Las Vegas, Thursday night. Back-to-back Las Vegas. 2 Las Vegas races this week. So Thursday night with the next gen car, and then NAR Cup Series is back at Iowa after having an off week last week for July 4th celebrations, obviously, and that'll be Iowa at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and then the Sunday morning Bonfire Racing League at Talladega Superspeedway at 9:50 a.m. Eastern Time. We will see you guys there, and we'll see you guys next time here on the Legends Racing Network. Not sure when the 5 Points Racing League will come back. Probably within a month or 2, I'd assume so, but we will see. You guys will tune in hopefully for that upcoming season as well. But next up is Legends Racing League next week at Chicagoland. We will see you